Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get right into the outdoor wood boiler shutdown. In this video, we are going to cover water sample, obtaining a water sample, ash clean out, and also I didn't film it. I lost a couple clips, as you can tell. That's why I'm reshooting this intro. Covering your chimney with like a 5-gallon bucket. If you do those three things, you are in good shape. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Obtaining a water sample. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope I explain it well. Obviously, you can tell we have let our furnace burn down to almost nothing, but if you look here, you have a little spout. So what you want to do is you want to take this hose off, right? Take this hose off, take this cap off, put this here so you don't lose it. And what you want to do is you want to drain out about a quart of water. So what I'm going to do is drain out some water into this Powerade bottle. Ooh, it's still very hot. Like I said, this water is about 121 degrees. Sorry, 141. So needless to say, it's still hot. So what you want to do with this container is drain out some water. You want to shake it, get all the Powerade or whatnot residue out, and then you want to dump that water out. You want to drain out about a quart of water out of this machine before you get your actual pure water sample. So we're going to drain out, that was about half a Powerade, so that was about 10 ounces. So we're going to drain a little bit more. Again, there's 400 gallons of water in here, so you don't have to worry. But what I'm going to do is now that we got our bottle all cleaned and rinsed out, needless to say, we're just going to put a good, you got to let your water cool down a little bit or you're going to melt your plastic. But anyways, needless to say, 180 degree water will melt plastic, but 140 should be okay. So, all right, this is our water sample. We're going to put that to the side. We'll test that water. What we're going to do now is we're going to put this back the way it came. Okay, we're going to actually check our water level. It's tough to see, but our water level is good, right at the full mark. So that takes care of that. So we got our water sample. Next thing we're going to do, furnace power disconnect. Shut that off. I unplugged the pump. Needless to say, that takes care of that. Let's go inside and shut the breaker off. Okay, coming over to our circuit panel. 6 months ago, we flipped the switch. Boom, power to the wood boiler is off. Your plumbing system could be different, but what we do here is we have our heat exchanger on, off. So we are not utilizing that water in this loop anymore. We shut that switch off, and then I'm going to let it cool down a little bit, but then we close these valves so we don't have water circulating through here. Shutting these two valves here will allow the oil to take over, and shutting these valves here, your setup could be different. Shutting these two valves here makes my oil furnace think there's no outdoor wood boiler. So when we were first here, before they installed the boiler, this was a loop here, and then obviously they broke that loop and tied in the heat exchanger. So yes, needless to say, switch is off, breaker is off, and yeah, we're gonna let it cool down a little bit before we shut these valves here. Again, your plumbing could be different. Next thing, at a bare minimum, you want to do is get the ash out of your machine. By God, if you're gonna make a mistake in shutting down your boiler, it's leaving wood ash in it. You will literally rot the floor out without you even noticing. What happens is wood ash is an insulator, so if you get moisture buildup, if you get a humid day inside these machines, you're going to get condensation and moisture from the metal, and that ash is just going to trap it. Look at the bottom of this ash. This is where I keep all my ash. This can literally rots out because my ash is an insulator. So my God, at a minimum, get the ash out of your machine. So that's more important than the water sample, if you ask me, because you can always get a water sample later, but you want to get a water sample as it's circulating to get a really good quality control. But yes, let's get the ash out of here. All right, so now that your ash is cooled down, you want to grab yourself a respirator, and usually a square shovel works good to get the ash out and all whatever junk wood is left over. So let's go ahead and clean this bad Larry out. Another victorious year running El Classic. All right, so there you go. We at least have the ash out of there. Filled up a whole trash can, if you will. All right, so in the next part, in the next video, we're gonna do the creosote clean out, and we're gonna clean the inside. I go a little bit more in depth than the average Joe, but at a minimum, this is the minimum shutdown procedure. Test your water, shut your circuit off, unplug your pump. You know, rearrange your heat exchanger system. You know, get back on your other primary source of heat if it's still cold at night. Or hot water, and then get the ash out. Those are the two critical things: water out of the machine and ash out of the machine. If you just do two things as far as shutdown, those are the two most important things. But yeah, needless to say, we go a little bit farther. We clean out all this creosote, which you'll see in the next video. But for the most part, that is a good starting point. There's a lot of buildup in the back on the sides here, as you can see, of creosote. So we got a lot of work ahead of us, but it's okay. We have fun with it. 'Tis the season. Yeah, so anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think. This is part 1. Part 2 will be the in-depth cleaning and oiling of that whole 9 yards. So anyways, God bless. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Like I always say, we'll see you guys out in the woods.